The red sands of Mars had long been tread by human boots when the unprecedented occurred. A routine excavation on the southern polar cap, driven by the quest for water ice, broke into what appeared to be an artificial structure buried beneath the ice. The team from United Earth Mining Corporation had stumbled upon the first definitive proof of extraterrestrial intelligence, a dormant Tharnodian outpost, abandoned millennia ago. As the news broke out, Earth's governments united under the banner of the Global Space Alliance, GSA, to handle the delicate situation. The outpost was dormant but not dead. Activated by the human intrusion, it sent out a distress signal into the depths of space, far beyond the solar system. 6 months later, the response came. A sleek, silvery vessel pierced the Martian sky, landing with ethereal grace near the GSA's Mars Base 1. The Tharnodians had arrived, resembling bipedal felines with shimmering fur that reflected the Martian sun in iridescent waves. Their technology was clearly advanced, their demeanor cautious but not openly hostile. Initial communications were strained but polite. The Tharnodians, led by Ambassador Thrall, were bewildered to find humans inhabiting the solar system they once considered a remote outpost region. The humans, represented by Dr. Ellen Hayes, a renowned linguist and diplomat, facilitated the early talks using a hastily developed translation AI. Despite the peaceful intentions on both sides, misunderstandings arose quickly. Human directness clashed with Tharnodian ritualistic communication, where every message was layered with subtle nuances. Moreover, the humans' eagerness to learn and adapt Tharnodian technology was met with suspicion, interpreted as avaricious rather than innovative. As days turned into weeks, a series of cultural exchanges attempted to bridge the gap. The Tharnodians shared glimpses of their history and galactic presence, revealing their reasons for abandoning the outpost, a celestial plague that made Mars temporarily uninhabitable for them. Humans offered insights into Earth's history and the technological leaps that allowed them to colonize Mars. Trust built slowly. Ambassador Thrall and Dr. Hayes found common ground in their mutual love for the arts, discovering that both species had rich traditions of music and storytelling. This cultural connection softened diplomatic relations, leading to joint ventures in scientific and archaeological exploration of the outpost. By the end of the first critical months, an agreement was formed. Earth would hold stewardship over Mars, but share all historical and technological findings from the outpost with the Tharnodians. In return, the Tharnodians would provide technological guidance to help human expansion into further reaches of the solar system. As the Tharnodian ship prepared to depart from Mars, both sides reflected on the monumental nature of this first contact. Humans had confirmed they were not alone in the universe, and the Tharnodians had found a new, if unpredictable, neighbor in the galactic community. The future was uncertain, fraught with potential for both collaboration and conflict, but it was a future that neither species would face alone. Invited to a high-profile interstellar conference on the neutral planet Vega, humans prepared to officially join the broader galactic community. The summit was to be held at the Harmonic Hall, a grand structure famous for its architecture that facilitated natural acoustic enhancements, underscoring the Tharnodians' appreciation for harmony and order. The agenda included diplomatic relations, trade agreements, and discussions on space law, with delegations from various star systems in attendance. Dr. Ellen Hayes, still basking in the success of the Mars negotiations, led the human delegation. Before departure, she underwent extensive briefings on interstellar diplomatic protocols, especially those of the Tharnodian culture, which stressed indirect communication and formal etiquette. Despite the briefings, the humans found it challenging to adjust to the subtleties of alien diplomacy. The human delegation's arrival was met with curiosity and veiled skepticism. Their reputation as a young, brash species had preceded them. The initial receptions were polite but formal, with the Tharnodians cautiously observing the humans' interactions with other species. A gala was held on the eve of the summit, a blend of ceremonial speeches and cultural performances meant to foster goodwill among the attendees. It was here that the incident occurred. During a traditional Tharnodian musical performance, a misunderstanding led to a diplomatic faux pas. A junior human diplomat, misunderstanding the performance's concluding silence, a critical component of the piece as a moment of reflection, prematurely began applauding, breaking the solemn atmosphere. The applause, though seemingly innocuous to human sensibilities, was perceived as a grave insult to the Tharnodians, akin to ridiculing their culture. The music was not merely entertainment but a sacred communication of peace and unity. The room fell into an uncomfortable silence, with several Tharnodian delegates leaving the hall in apparent disgust. Realizing the gravity of the mistake, Dr. Hayes swiftly intervened to mitigate the damage. She requested an immediate audience with Ambassador Thrall and the offended musicians. Utilizing her deepest understanding of their language and customs, she offered a heartfelt apology, explaining the misunderstanding and emphasizing their deep respect for Tharnodian traditions. Ambassador Thrall, familiar with human nature, accepted the apology but suggested a way to make amends that would resonate with the entire community. He proposed that the human delegation participate in a ceremonial act of contrition, involving a public apology followed by a silent participation in a Tharnodian ritual of harmony, meant to realign disrupted energies. The next day, before the summit proceedings began, the human delegation, led by Dr. Hayes, took part in the ritual. Dressed in traditional Tharnodian robes, they followed the intricate steps and silent meditations of the ceremony, watched by hundreds of delegates. The ceremony was broadcast throughout Vega, becoming a moment of significant cultural learning and humility for the humans. The summit resumed with a newfound respect for the humans' ability to own up to their mistakes and their sincere efforts to understand and adapt to alien norms. The incident, while initially a setback, became a turning point in human-Tharnodian relations, highlighting the complexities and potential for growth in interstellar diplomacy. As the summit closed, the bonds between humans and Tharnodians had been tested but ultimately strengthened. The Vega incident served as a crucial lesson for the humans. Understanding and respecting alien cultures was not just about diplomacy but about survival and acceptance in the galactic community. Several weeks following the Vega summit, the human space station Elysium, orbiting Jupiter, becomes the epicenter of a sudden viral outbreak. The virus, alien in origin and accidentally introduced through interstellar trade, shows swift and severe symptoms. Panic spreads as the station's medical team struggles to contain the contagion, which threatens both human and visiting alien populations. Dr. Ellen Hayes, now recognized for her diplomatic acumen, is summoned to manage the crisis alongside Station Commander Michael Torres. As news of the outbreak reaches other species, it becomes a galactic concern, highlighting humanity's position in the community under intense scrutiny. Initial quarantine measures are implemented, but the virus proves adept at bypassing standard protocols. In light of recent diplomatic successes and lingering goodwill from the Vega incident, Ambassador Thrall dispatches a team of Tharnodian medical experts to Elysium. Their expertise in xenobiology is invaluable, and their arrival marks a significant cooperation effort. However, their methods are cautious and meticulous, contrasting sharply with the humans' more aggressive approach to crisis management. A breakthrough occurs when Dr. Aisha Khan, a virologist aboard Elysium, identifies a peculiar enzyme that the virus uses to replicate. This discovery leads to a risky proposition, modifying the station's atmospheric processors to disperse a counteragent that could inhibit the enzyme and stop the virus from spreading. The solution, however, is experimental and untested on such a large scale, presenting significant risks. The proposal sparks heated debate among the station's leadership and the Tharnodian team. The Tharnodians argue for more testing to avoid potential side effects, emphasizing a careful, studied approach. Humans, on the other hand, push for immediate action, citing the escalating death toll and the virus's rapid spread. Commander Torres, swayed by Dr. Khan's confidence and the desperate situation, decides to implement the plan. With the assistance of the entire station's technical crew and under Dr. Khan's guidance, the atmospheric processors are recalibrated to disperse the counteragent. The process is tense, with the station's population waiting in enforced lockdown areas, watching through port windows as mist filled with potential salvation spreads through the corridors. Hours pass in anxious silence. Finally, medical teams begin to report a halt in the progression of symptoms in infected individuals. Slowly, Optimism spreads as further tests confirm the virus's replication has been effectively stopped. The counteragent is a success, albeit with minor and manageable side effects. The immediate threat subsides, but the incident leaves a profound impact on interstellar relations. The Tharnodians, initially critical of the hasty human action, concede that the bold response was necessary under the circumstances. Meanwhile, human ingenuity and resilience are once again highlighted, along with the species' tendency towards risky solutions. News of the outbreak and its unconventional containment spreads across star systems, reinforcing the dual view of humans as both reckless and resourceful. Other species begin to study the incident, analyzing human crisis management techniques for both their innovative approaches and their potential dangers. The outbreak on Elysium serves to strengthen the bonds between humans and Tharnodians, forged through shared adversity and successful collaboration. It also sets a precedent for how humans handle crises, combining their own bold strategies with insights and assistance from alien allies, shaping their emerging role in the galaxy. In the aftermath of the Elysium outbreak, interest in human methods and the planet Earth itself has grown among the interstellar community. To foster this growing curiosity and continue building diplomatic relationships, the Global Space Alliance, GSA, invites representatives from various alien species, including the Tharnodians, to a tour of Earth. The tour is designed to showcase humanity's resilience and innovative approaches to global challenges, particularly environmental recovery efforts. The alien delegates arrive on Earth, landing at a specially prepared diplomatic facility near the Great Barrier Reef, now a flourishing marine sanctuary after years of successful restoration projects. The Tharnodian delegation, led by Ambassador Thrall, is particularly keen to understand how such a damaged ecosystem was revived. Their planet has similar zones needing rehabilitation, and the prospect of adapting human techniques is intriguing. The tour begins with visits to several key sites. The Sahara Forest Project, once a vast desert, now a vibrant forest thanks to an ambitious geoengineering project combining solar energy and water recycling technologies to create sustainable ecosystems. The Netherlands' hydraulic barriers, advanced hydraulic engineering projects that not only protect the land from rising sea levels but also harness tidal energy. The Arctic Ice Stabilization Initiative, a polar project where climate engineers have successfully slowed ice melt through a combination of albedo modification and atmospheric carbon capture. At each site, the human experts and scientists responsible for these projects provide detailed explanations and demonstrations of the technologies and strategies employed. Workshops are arranged to discuss potential applications of these technologies on other planets, fostering a collaborative atmosphere. The Tharnodians, with their meticulous attention to detail, ask probing questions, particularly interested in the scalability and ecological impacts of each project. To deepen the delegates' understanding of human culture and its connection to Earth's environment, cultural evenings are organized. These include performances by local musicians, traditional dances, and culinary experiences featuring regional foods from around the globe. For many aliens, this is a profound insight into human diversity and how it influences their approach to planetary management. Despite the showcases of success, the tour does not shy away from discussing the challenges and controversies associated with some of the geoengineering projects. Debates are held concerning ethical considerations, long-term sustainability, and the balance between technological intervention and natural evolution of ecosystems. These discussions are intense, with varying opinions from different species, providing the Tharnodians and others a more nuanced view of human practices. The visit concludes with a global forum on sustainability held in Geneva, where insights from the tour are shared with a wider audience, including non-governmental organizations, activists, and policymakers. The forum highlights the importance of interstellar cooperation in tackling planetary-scale challenges and sets the stage for future collaborations on environmental issues. As the alien delegations prepare to leave, there is a sense of cautious optimism. Many are impressed with human ingenuity and commitment to restoring their environment but remain concerned about the aggressive methods and potential unforeseen consequences. However, the seeds of collaboration have been planted, with several species, including the Tharnodians, expressing interest in joint ecological projects. the Earth tour significantly impacts galactic perceptions of humanity. While humans are still seen as daring, sometimes to a fault, their ability to address planetary crises creatively and effectively is now recognized and respected. This respect opens new doors for Earth and the galactic community, paving the way for increased diplomatic and scientific exchanges. After the successful Earth tour, the Global Space Alliance, GSA, seizes the opportunity to further demonstrate human capabilities by hosting the Galactic War Games. This event, conceptualized as a series of military exercises, is designed not only to showcase human strategic prowess but also to foster mutual understanding and camaraderie among the various interstellar forces. The event is to be held in the asteroid belt, offering a complex terrain for the simulations. Invitations are extended to multiple spacefaring civilizations, including the Tharnodians, who, intrigued by their past interactions with humanity, decide to participate. The games are structured around non-lethal combat scenarios, involving both space maneuvers and ground operations on asteroids equipped with artificial environments. Teams are mixed, with members from different species to encourage integration and learning. The War Games commence with a grand opening ceremony aboard the flagship station, Prometheus. Representatives from each participating species give speeches emphasizing the spirit of competition and cooperation. The human delegation introduces the various simulated environments and the rules designed to ensure fair play and safety for all participants. Space navigation trials. Teams navigate through hazardous asteroid fields using advanced piloting skills. The humans impress with their adept use of unconventional flight paths and their ability to make swift decisions under pressure. Ground Assault on Ceres, a ground-based mission where teams must capture strategic points within a simulated urban environment. Human teams use a blend of advanced urban warfare tactics and psychological operations to outmaneuver their opponents, showcasing their adaptability. Zero-G combat simulation. Held in a specially designed arena where gravity could be adjusted, teams engage in non-lethal combat using stun weapons. The humans' innovative use of zero-gravity maneuvers and team coordination highlight their extensive training in various combat environments. While the games are fundamentally competitive, they also lead to significant interactions among the species. Participants share techniques and strategies, leading to admiration but also tension as competitive spirits flare. The Tharnodians, known for their methodical approach, find themselves both challenged and frustrated by the humans' unpredictable tactics. Ambassador Thrall, observing the games, discusses with Dr. Ellen Hayes the implications of the exercises. He expresses respect for human creativity in warfare but also concerns about the potential recklessness it implies. Dr. Hayes reassures him that the games are a controlled environment to learn and prepare for potential real threats, emphasizing the value of unpredictable tactics in actual combat scenarios. The games conclude with a ceremony where teams are recognized not just for victory, but for sportsmanship, innovation, and cross-cultural teamwork. Though the human teams perform exceptionally well, significant accolades are given to teams that demonstrated exceptional interspecies cooperation. Post-games analyses and discussions proliferate among the participating species, with many adopting hybrid tactics inspired by the games. The War Games serve as a profound learning experience for all, demonstrating the potential effectiveness of mixed-species military strategies. The War Games significantly bolster human reputation as both formidable strategists and valuable allies. However, the exposure of human military capabilities also leads some species to view them with a new wariness, wary of the potential threat posed by such an unpredictable species. This dual outcome sets the stage for deeper alliances but also more complex interstellar dynamics as other civilizations adjust to the rising human influence. In the aftermath of the Galactic War Games, human ingenuity and tactical prowess are respected yet viewed with growing suspicion. This dual perception sets the stage for a deeper exploration into the darker underbelly of human endeavors. News surfaces of a sophisticated interstellar smuggling ring involving high-tech weaponry and illegal biomodifications. These activities threaten to disrupt the fragile peace among the galaxy's diverse species. Recognizing the potential threat to galactic security, the Global Space Alliance, GSA, forms a joint task force with the Tharnodians and other affected species. The task force's mission is to infiltrate and dismantle the smuggling ring, which appears to have connections in both human and alien territories. Captain Maria Sanchez, a decorated human veteran of the war games, is appointed to lead the human contingent, demonstrating Earth's commitment to galactic law enforcement. The task force starts on Titan, Saturn's moon, known for its lax governance and as a haven for outlaws. Using a combination of human intelligence resources and Tharnodian surveillance technology, the team begins to piece together the network structure. They quickly learn that the smuggling operations are deeply entwined with legitimate businesses, complicating their efforts to distinguish friend from foe. Captain Sanchez and a Tharnodian counterpart, Commander Zelker, go undercover. They pose as traders in rare minerals but are actually tracking shipments that might contain illicit goods. Their journey takes them from the icy caves of Enceladus to the neon-lit markets of Zeta Reticuli, where they encounter a myriad of creatures and cultures, each with unique customs and legal ambiguities. The climax of their investigation leads them to a black market auction on a cloaked asteroid. This hidden bazaar, accessible only through secured warp gates, showcases the galaxy's darkest trades, from endangered species and stolen artifacts to outlawed tech. Here, Sanchez and Zelker finally trace the core operators of the smuggling ring, revealing a coalition of rogue humans and aliens exploiting interspecies tensions for profit. With sufficient evidence gathered, the task force plans a sting operation during the auction. As bidders gather, the task force strikes, leading to a tense confrontation. The operation is risky, blending the unpredictability of human reflexes with Tharnodian precision. After a brief but intense skirmish, the ring leaders are captured, and many hostages are freed. In the aftermath, the successful operation garners significant media attention across the galaxy. Humans are lauded for their courage and commitment, but the incident also heightens concerns about humanity's ability to both foster and foil chaos. Commander Zelker praises Captain Sanchez's bravery but privately voices concerns to Ambassador Thrall about the dual nature of human behavior, capable of great good but also significant turmoil. Despite the underlying tensions, the operation strengthens interstellar law enforcement cooperation. The GSA and Tharnodian officials agree to establish a permanent interspecies task force focused on policing and preventing future black market activities. This decision marks a significant step in formalizing human integration into the galactic community's security frameworks. The black market raid not only disrupts a major criminal network but also sets a precedent for human-alien collaboration. It underlines the necessity of shared security efforts while highlighting the complexities introduced by humanity's integration into galactic affairs. As humans continue to navigate their place among the stars, their role in both fostering and combating interstellar crime becomes a poignant example of their broader impact on the galaxy. The successful takedown of the smuggling ring in Chapter 6 not only enhances human reputation but also unearths a deeper, more sinister threat. Intelligence gathered during the raid reveals plans about an impending invasion by the predatory crinoids, a warlike species known for their relentless conquests and colonization of weaker planets. This looming threat necessitates a galactic response, and humans find themselves central to the formation of a new, multi-species alliance. In response to the crinoid threat, a convocation is called on the neutral world of Helios Prime, a planet known for its long history as a peacemaking ground. Species from across the galaxy, including the Tharnodians, gather to discuss strategies and form a coalition. The humans, led by Dr. Ellen Hayes and Captain Maria Sanchez from the previous chapters, play a key role in the negotiations, leveraging their diplomatic and military insights. During intense and sometimes heated discussions, the humans propose a unified command structure that integrates various species' military assets and strategies. This approach initially meets resistance, particularly from older civilizations wary of human audacity and rapid ascendancy. However, the humans' recent successes in tactical operations and their understanding of interspecies dynamics gradually win support. With the alliance tentatively formed, strategic planning sessions begin. Humans suggest a series of preemptive strikes combined with a defensive perimeter around key planets likely to be targeted by the crinoids. They also advocate for the use of mixed-species battlegroups, an idea inspired by their experiences in the war games. This strategy aims to utilize the unique strengths of different species, from Tharnodian precision to human unpredictability. As the Krynoids begin their advance, the Alliance faces its first real test. A Krynoid fleet targets a strategic outpost at the edge of the Andromeda system, expecting easy conquest. The newly formed Alliance deploys its mixed battlegroups, using human-led unconventional tactics that disrupt the Krynoids' traditional battle formations. The battle is fierce, and while the Alliance suffers losses, they ultimately repel the Krynoid assault. The victory, though costly, serves to solidify the Alliance. Success in battle proves the efficacy of human strategies and fosters a deeper trust among the allied species. Celebrations are muted, given the losses, but there's a renewed commitment to stand together against the Krynoids, with humans now viewed as not just participants but essential leaders in the coalition. Post-battle, Dr. Hayes and Captain Sanchez reflect on the burdens of leadership. They discuss the balance required to maintain unity among such diverse species, acknowledging that human leadership is often seen as a double-edged sword, valued for its effectiveness but feared for its potential to disrupt traditional power structures. As the chapter closes, the Alliance prepares for a prolonged conflict. Strategic bases are established across vulnerable sectors, and continuous training drills integrate various species combat techniques and technologies. The humans, recognized for their role in holding the Alliance together, continue to advocate for unity, pushing for a strategy that not only aims to defend but eventually to bring peace by addressing the root causes of the Krynoid aggression. The chapter ends with a cautious optimism, portraying a galaxy united under unprecedented circumstances, with humans at the heart of its defense. The future remains uncertain, but the seeds of a lasting peace and a new interstellar order, with humans as central figures, have been sown. As the Krynoid threat grows, intelligence reports indicate a massive buildup of Krynoid forces aiming to seize the Andromeda system, a critical juncture for interstellar trade and a strategic defense point for the newly formed Alliance. Recognizing the system's importance, the Alliance decides to make a stand at Andromeda, preparing for what is anticipated to be a pivotal battle in the ongoing war. Under the leadership of Captain Maria Sanchez and with strategic guidance from Dr. Ellen Hayes, the Alliance bolsters Andromeda's defenses. They implement a series of fortifications on key planets and moons, integrating various technologies from Alliance members. The humans introduce adaptive camouflage tech and advanced AI-driven defense systems, while the Tharnodians contribute their energy shielding technology. Before the main siege, a series of skirmishes unfold as Krynoid scout ships probe the defenses. The Alliance uses these encounters to test their mixed-species battalions and adjust tactics based on the strengths and weaknesses observed. Humans play a crucial role in these skirmishes, using guerrilla tactics to harass and confuse the Krynoid forces, demonstrating the value of unpredictability in warfare. The Krynoids launch a full-scale assault, deploying thousands of ships and ground troops. The battle for Andromeda becomes a brutal contest of wills and resources. The Alliance's space fleets engage the Krynoids in orbit, while ground forces fight a desperate battle to hold strategic locations on the surface of Andromeda's planets. Midway through the siege, the Alliance faces a potential breach in their defenses. In a bold move, Captain Sanchez leads a special task force on a risky counteroffensive to capture a Krynoid command ship. The mission is perilous, involving a high-speed insertion behind enemy lines. The task force, comprising elite soldiers from various species, boards the ship and succeeds in capturing it, gaining valuable intelligence and sowing confusion in the Krynoid ranks. Using the intelligence gathered, the Alliance identifies a weakness in the Krynoid fleet's command structure. Dr. Hayes proposes a daring plan to exploit this by feigning a retreat in one sector, drawing Krynoid forces out of position. This maneuver, combined with a simultaneous counterattack using the newly captured Krynoid command codes, allows the Alliance to turn the tide. They launch a coordinated strike that decimates the Krynoid fleet's flagship and breaks their command coherence. In the aftermath of the siege, the Alliance's victory at Andromeda is celebrated across the galaxy as a testament to the effectiveness of human-led strategies and the strength of interstellar cooperation. The Krynoids, suffering heavy losses and strategic disarray, retreat to regroup, giving the Alliance time to reinforce and plan their next moves. Despite the victory, the siege leaves a heavy toll on the Alliance, with significant casualties and damaged infrastructure. Memorial services are held on various worlds, honoring the fallen. These moments are somber yet strengthening for the Alliance, reinforcing the resolve to prevent such conflicts in the future. As the chapter closes, the Alliance, under human leadership, begins to look beyond the immediate conflict. They initiate diplomatic overtures to other unaligned species, aiming to expand the coalition and prevent future wars. Meanwhile, plans are put in place to negotiate an end to hostilities with the Krynoids, seeking a lasting peace that might finally stabilize the galaxy. Humans are now seen not only as tactical innovators but as leaders capable of guiding a diverse coalition through the galaxy's darkest times. Their role in saving Andromeda cements their position as central figures in the interstellar community, tasked with the dual burden of defending the galaxy and forging a future of peace. In the wake of the victorious but devastating siege of Andromeda, the Interstellar Alliance, with humans at the forefront, faces the monumental task of reconstruction and reconciliation. The physical and psychological scars of the conflict weigh heavily on all species involved, prompting a period of intense reflection and reassessment of the Alliance's future role in the galaxy. The reconstruction of Andromeda's key planets and trade routes becomes a top priority. Human engineers and Tharnodian architects collaborate closely, employing advanced technology and design to not only restore but improve the infrastructure. These efforts become a symbol of the Alliance's commitment to resilience and progress, with the humans' innovative approaches to rapid building and ecological considerations taking center stage. Dr. Ellen Hayes, recognized for her diplomatic finesse, spearheads initiatives to solidify the political bonds formed during the conflict. She organizes a series of galactic summits, inviting leaders from both Alliance members and neutral systems to discuss the creation of a permanent interstellar council. This council would serve to mediate disputes, manage shared resources, and coordinate defense strategies against future threats. To mend the cultural rifts exacerbated by the war, a galaxy-wide cultural exchange program is launched. This initiative, championed by human cultural ambassadors, aims to foster understanding and appreciation among the diverse species. Exhibitions, joint artistic endeavors, and intercultural festivals become common, with Earth hosting the inaugural Galactic Harmony Festival, showcasing music, art, and cuisine from dozens of planets. Despite these positive developments, not all are pleased with the increasing human influence in galactic affairs. Some factions within the Alliance view humans as too unpredictable and aggressive, fearing that their dominance might lead to a new form of imperialism. Secret meetings and covert communications among these dissenting groups hint at a growing undercurrent of opposition to human leadership. As part of the post-war transition, plans are made for peace negotiations with the Krynoids. Humans, with their proven track record in both war and diplomacy, are expected to lead these talks. Dr. Hayes prepares meticulously, understanding that achieving a lasting peace would require concessions and guarantees that respect the sovereignty and security of all involved species. The Krynoids, significantly weakened but still a formidable force, present a unique challenge. Their warrior culture respects strength, and they view the humans' role in their defeat with a mix of resentment and grudging respect. Balancing firmness with diplomacy, Dr. Hayes proposes a series of confidence-building measures, including joint patrols and shared space stations, to reduce hostilities and encourage cooperation. As the chapter closes, the galaxy stands at a crossroads, with humans playing a central role in shaping its future. The paradox of humanity's nature, capable of both great destruction and profound creativity, becomes a frequent topic of discussion among galactic scholars. While some predict turmoil and conflict, others hope that the unique qualities of humans can lead to a new era of galactic unity and prosperity. Dr. Hayes and Captain Sanchez reflect on their journey from soldiers and diplomats to leaders of a new galactic order. They acknowledge the burdens of leadership and the complexities of interstellar politics but remain committed to their vision of a united and peaceful galaxy, driven by human innovation and a shared desire for stability among all species. The culmination of years of intense diplomacy and conflict management arrives with the convening of a galactic summit on Earth, symbolically held at the United Nations headquarters, now retrofitted to accommodate various species and their environmental needs. This summit is poised to finalize the peace treaty with the Crinoids and establish the framework for the new interstellar council that Dr. Ellen Hayes has championed. The summit opens with a grand procession of delegates from countless star systems, each showcasing their culture through dress, banners, and brief musical expressions. Earth's leaders, alongside Dr. Hayes and Captain Maria Sanchez, extend a warm welcome, emphasizing humanity's desire for peace and mutual prosperity. The air is thick with anticipation but also undercurrents of skepticism about the role of humans in this new order. Intense negotiations unfold as the peace treaty with the Crinoids is debated. Key issues include territorial disputes, disarmament schedules, and economic reparations. Humans advocate for strong enforcement mechanisms and transparency, drawing on their experiences from the war. Their approach is pragmatic but tinged with an idealistic vision of what the galaxy could become, a point of contention for more conservative species wary of too rapid a change. Discussion about the Interstellar Council reveals deep divisions regarding its powers and the representation of different species. Humans propose a rotating presidency and equal representation with veto powers under specific conditions, aiming to balance the power dynamics among technologically advanced and newer spacefaring species. This proposal faces pushback but eventually finds traction as Dr. Hayes skillfully navigates the complex political landscape, offering compromises and assurances. A breakthrough comes when a small, non-aligned planet presents a motion to recognize Earth's efforts during the recent crises, proposing that the first session of the Council be held on Earth as a sign of goodwill and confidence in human leadership. The motion passes by a surprising majority, cementing humanity's central role in the Council and galactic affairs. The climax of the summit is the signing of the treaty with the Crinoids, broadcast across the galaxy. As the Crinoid ambassador reluctantly agrees to the terms, there's a palpable sense of a new era beginning. Humans, once seen as the newcomers of the galaxy, are now pivotal players in its future, a role they accept with solemn responsibility. The summit closes with reflections from various leaders, including Dr. Hayes, who speaks candidly about the human paradox, their capacity for war and peace, destruction and creation. She acknowledges the criticisms of human actions but reiterates their commitment to learning from the past and leading not just with strength but with wisdom and empathy. The summit is followed by the Festival of Galaxies, a cultural celebration on Earth that sees an unprecedented exchange of art, ideas, and hopes for the future. This festival not only marks the success of the summit but also serves as a reminder of the potential for unity amidst diversity, a core tenet of the human philosophy extended into galactic relations. As the story concludes, the galaxy stands at a turning point, with humans both lauded and feared, their every action scrutinized yet their leadership increasingly indispensable. The establishment of the Interstellar Council and the ongoing cultural exchanges promise a future where the galaxy might truly act as one, guided by principles that humans help define. The final scenes show Dr. Hayes and Captain Sanchez watching the sunset from Earth, reflecting on their journey. They discuss the enduring human traits that help them navigate the galaxy's complexities, adaptability, tenacity, and a relentless pursuit of progress. The narrative closes on a hopeful note, suggesting that while the road ahead is uncertain, it is ripe with opportunities for growth and understanding, heralding a new chapter in the saga of humanity among the stars.